It is my pleasure today to introduce our first senior speaker, Mr. Adam Schutsky.
This is our word of today, but I cannot say it, and this is why. From now onward, I will fully avoid using this symbol as proof of what I can do within a limitation. This shrinks my word bank significantly and will add a lot of difficulty, but it will also assist in making my talk original, as I am a first to do this. My thought is that for any point that I would normally confront an obligation to say a word with this symbol, I can think of an original way to put across my point. Still, this is highly difficult and ambitious. To display just how difficult and ambitious, I thought I would show you a handful of common words and sayings that I cannot say. First, I cannot say what it is that I am giving, so I'm calling this a talk. Also, I cannot say most pronouns. I is all right, you is all right, and it is all right, but apart from that, I had to omit most pronouns from my talk. And lastly, our most commonly said word. Today, I cannot say it at all. This group of words, plus many additional words, put a major constraint on my task of writing this talk. Still, I push on, and it is crucial that I stick to my word. As a bit of accountability, if I am to slip up and unknowingly say a word with this symbol, you must bring my mishap to light. You might think that my limitation is arbitrary or vain. To that, I say that I simply wish to show you that within any limitation, as silly, arbitrary, or difficult as it is still within grasp to act ambitiously and construct a high-quality product. In this illustration, I will not only pull off a full talk without saying our most commonly said symbol, but, with luck, supply you with inspiration to also act ambitiously and push forward through your own limits. My inspiration to do this was born from two things. First, Gatsby, a book that was put into writing just as World War II was starting. My liking for Gatsby is from the fact that it is a full work of fiction with a fascinating twist. It contains roughly 60,000 words and, similar to my talk now, fully avoids our symbol. Now knowing how difficult it is to work around this roadblock, I cannot think of how much ambition it took for Gatsby's author to construct a full book without using our most common symbol. I also found inspiration in Matt Colbo. Matt uploads amusing short films that display a lot of originality, such as a parody of Tom Scott, taxi trips in which Matt talks about puzzling and comical things, and random whimsical and informational rants. Just as Matt found inspiration in Gatsby as a daring illustration of ambition. So, Matt put out a short film about Gatsby and why it is important to him, which is actually how I first found out about Gatsby. In following Gatsby's twist, which fit in with Matt's whimsical filmmaking fashion, Matt did not say any word with our symbol in his film. I saw this book and film as not just comical displays of wordsmithing, but as having a lot of worth as art. This worth, in my opinion, is from Gatsby and Matt's ambitious acts to form highly original products. Both had a not as difficult option, which was to simply construct a typical book or film. But that was not so. If not for ambitiously choosing to work within a difficult limitation, this book and film would not boast as much artistic worth. I wish that this holds up for my talk today also. Ambitious motivations do not only apply to individual works of art, though. It is important to all that you do. A way that I show most of my ambition is through music and playing drums. For any of you that saw our jazz band last spring, you caught sight of us playing Caravan, which is my most difficult song to play thus far. Studying, practicing, and playing that song took an amount of musical ambition that I had not brought out until that show. It would sound obvious, though, if I said that my most ambitious act with drumming was playing a hard song. Truthfully, any small act that will push you past your limits is a display of ambition. To link back to drums, any of my growth playing has shown up following small or grand acts of ambition. First was my will to go out of my comfort box and try drumming. Following that was my act of attaining a drum kit and making my own music room. Following that was my start to studying with a tutor. Following that, which was my most ambitious act at that point, was my introduction to Gilman's music division, and with it, my start to playing and making music in groups. All in all, just from a handful of varying ambitious acts, I found strong passion for an activity that has brought about a lot of joy and gratification. As an artist, author, or musician, your limit is not a brick wall stopping you, but an obligation to form amazingly original works of art. Limits push you out of your comfort box of what you know into forward motion with a promising payout. Both Gadsby and Matt Colbo, along with my illustration of drumming, assist in symbolizing my point. What I found out is that to bring about growth in anything you do, you must act with ambition to look past your limitations and not allow it to stop you. I know that all of you can think of your own ambition within school. First of all, it was ambitious just to apply to Gilman. This is not a school that you simply show up in. It took ambition to put in the work and commit to turning into a hound. So, in a way, congratulations. By simply coming to Gilman, you display your ability to act with ambition and push your limits. But you don't stop at that. As a community, Gilman and its individuals constantly act with ambition to look past limitations and grow. This is occurring right now in your scholastics, your sports, bands, clubs, and our growth of mind, body, and spirit. But what follows? Right now, Gilman acts as a sort of familiar habitat to go outside of your comfort box, out of your comfort box. This will not always stand, though. All of us will soon confront the daunting task of finding a school, city, and habitat dissimilar to what you know now. This is particularly truthful in my own class. With this truth, I know that going forward, I must always ambitiously push onward to accomplish my goals. This is, in a way, the mission of Gilman School, to coach us with tools to push our limitations in mind, body, and spirit. So, I now want to fill you all in on a handful of things that I'm taking from Gilman that call for my ambition, but will importantly always aid in my growth of mind, body, and spirit. My first thought, which I brought up a lot so far, is to always push my limits. I will constantly confront difficult situations, which is okay. What is not okay is allowing such situations to bring my motion to a halt. I must find ways to work within my limits and accomplish what I could not do prior to that. You saw this in my illustration of drumming. If not for constantly pushing my limitations as a musician, I would not play as skillfully as I do nowadays. I will not know what is within my ability if not for taking a risk and trying it first. taking a risk. And trying it first. In my talk today, I took the risk of limiting my word bank by fully avoiding our most common symbol. By taking such an ambitious risk, I was put into a position to construct a highly original product that is a first of its kind. I can say a similar thing for what Gatsby and Matt Colbo did in book and film. Going forward, I will carry on with taking risks and trying unfamiliar things to know what is within grasp. I want to finish by linking ambition with Smythe's mantra, say hi. Many of us, including yours truly, know this saying and its association with the community thoroughly. I bring it up, though, to transition away from individual ambition, as most of my illustrations thus far look inward, and shift to an outward and communal form of ambition. By ambitiously going out of your way to always say hi, our community grows, only adding to my list of good that acting with ambition brings. Thank you.